Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase channel. My name is Joey and today we are going over the one, the only KotLC Confessions. I'm so excited to look at these. I hope you are too. We're just gonna get straight into it. No breaks. So leave a like and subscribe down below and comment what your favorite confession was from the video when you're done watching it. Alright, that's it. Let's get into the first confession. I'm a Dexiana shipper. Yes, please Shannon, give us this. And I totally 100% agree. I've been shipping Dexiana ever since, like, I don't know, like book 4, book 5. It's always just been in the back of my mind. Hopefully this eventually happens. I see no reason why it shouldn't, you know. I really think Shannon should expand on more on the other ships, and Dexiana should be the first one to happen. While reading the almost Fitz v Kiss, I set my book down, picked it up, and threw it across the room where it banged against the wall and woke my younger siblings up. It was late. So yeah, usually when I read, it's really late at night, and when this happened, when I read this, I had to kind of, you had to contain yourself, like pause and collect your thoughts for a little bit. Except I was kind of ready, to kind of chuck it across the room, but thankfully Stephanie saved the day. She saved my book. I didn't throw it, and we're all good. Your top video is only your top video because it's clickbait. That's just sad. And yes, we take full accountability, responsibility for our top video, but our excuse, it was a April Fool's video where we shared a fake cast of the series. We're gonna keep it up there. It's getting views, like, okay, but it's April Fool's. So the Tiergan Granite anagram is genius. Why don't people talk about that more? Also, Tiergan's probably Sophie's father. Think about it. Shannon does love her anagrams. There's one with Forkle, Kurloff, I think. Something to do with Forkle and Kurloff, that's an anagram, but yeah. They're kind of subtle, and if you can figure it out, and there's probably some more, maybe. And Tiergan, don't think he's her father, but it's always an option that I've seen floating around there. I know a lot of people have probably said this, but what are the Black Swan even fighting for anymore? It seems like all they're fighting for is for Keith, and I've entirely forgotten about stopping the Neverseen from dominating the world. I guess there was that one part in Legacy where Forkle and Sophie were discussing the dwarves, but even then, Gisela and King Enki teamed up for Keith's legacy. I 100% agree. I think Shannon Messenger herself, has gone way off track, but I feel like Keith's legacy has to do with what the Black Swan are trying to stop. They just don't even really know it yet, This whole thing with Elysian and Keith and his ability, I feel like that is what Lady Gisela and the Neverseen, that's their end goal. And we don't really know exactly what it is yet. We all know that the Black Swan are trying to stop Lady Gisela's plan from happening. So, well, it seems like the Black Swan got off track, focusing on Keith, but that actually just is the right track, because I think that's what the Neverseen are planning to do, if that makes sense. I think that Marika was an extra character only made for the whole Bianna was forced to befriend Sophie drama, and the only reason Shannon made her a Science because she realized that she didn't have enough POCs as main characters, which is people of color, which I totally agree with it. Shannon, we need more POCs, and I really wish she had more character development. So I'm not even gonna try to defend Shannon. I think that this was like 100% spot on, and I think Shannon just, she like revived her character, brought her back into the Black Swan, gave her this strong ability and put her on the cover, for representation. And it's true, we do need more, but it's just kind of obvious that it happened. Something I just wanted to say was, how could someone like Gethin or Finton be Sophie's dad because they're on the opposite team and they would just be handing over their DNA to the Black Swan, who's basically fighting them? I've been saying this for years. Why, people don't realize, why would Gethin, a member of the Neverseen, willingly give Mr. Forkle his DNA to create the Moonlark, who's supposed to fight the Neverseen? It doesn't make sense in my mind unless there's some sort of ulterior motive or something. But that's why I rule out Gethin. I don't think Gethin is her father. The best three characters are Bianna, Sophie, and Keith. Changed my mind. I would agree with you if we're talking about the main group. If we're not, and we're including everyone else, I would want to include Elwyn, Gisela. I like characters like Finton. I like those characters a lot. But if we're just talking about the main group, yeah, I agree with you. I have a question for the KotLC Fanbase crew. That's me. Are you guys still going to make videos after the final book is released? To answer this question, we first have to determine when the final book is going to be released, and that might not even be next year. As we all know, book 9.5 is coming out this fall, and she hasn't officially made an announcement if book 10 is going to be the last book. And if it is, it might not even come out in the next year. She could do another break, she could do another graphic novel, so we could be looking at 2 to even 3 years, because what if there's another book after book 10? We don't officially know. And after that, there is a movie that's in development, and that should maybe take 3 to 4 years, so there will be more content to talk about after that, but we'll just see. We're just living in the moment right now. We're excited to make it to book 9.5, and we're gonna go from there. When reading the books, I completely thought Sophie was a boy. I don't know why. It is literally a girl name. I thought this until Everblaze and literally almost switched all of their genders. Help. I'm not gonna lie, this is 100% unique. Like, this is an original experience. I've seen people saying like, oh, on the book 1 cover, I thought that, Fitz was Dex or Dex was Fitz or whatever, but thinking that Sophie was a boy until Everblaze. I've never heard that one before. I think that the movie shouldn't be identical to the books. It's not going to be anyway, because it's a different method of production and people are going to nitpick anyway, so might as well change it enough so it's like KotLC extended, if that makes sense. Again, I've been saying this and I 100% agree with this. If all we see is a perfect one-to-one, book to screen, just completely translated perfectly, what do we gain from that? If we get a good adaptation, is what we want, I guess. But in the end, I feel like that's kind of boring. We missed out on something new. I feel like we're missing out on new things, on like new perspectives. And ultimately, I feel like we want stuff to talk about. If there's no drama in the movie, is it even that fun? By the looks of things, I'm going to be decomposing in my coffin by the time this series ends. I've been here for 4 to 5 years and I'm already soon to be out of high school. This series is my entire childhood and more, and I'd honestly hate to finish the last book as it would sort of officially close or end my childhood. But at the same time, I'm paranoid that I'm going to outgrow the series before it ends, which would suck even more. This is probably the realest confession I've ever read, to be honest, because I started reading this series in elementary school. I was in 5th grade when I first read the first book. And as it's going to start to finish, the last book is going to end when I'm in college. So just crazy to think about. And it is true that basically when the last book is over, it is just like closing, this is cliche, but it's closing a chapter to my childhood. Essentially, Shannon, you gotta wrap it up. Hey Joey, this isn't my confession but a friend's. She thinks you should be Fitz in the KotLC movie. She thinks you guys look exactly alike. She's also always had a little thing for Fitz, but you didn't hear from me. Okay, here's the thing. If they do open casting, which they might in like a couple years, it doesn't really make sense because I'm gonna be like super old, way old for Fitz, but I'm gonna go in there and I'm not gonna try to be like a main character. Even though I have no acting experience in the slightest, I'm gonna try to be like a background character and like have some sort of impact on the movie, and we can make like a whole video about it and it'd be really cool. Alright, this is gonna be the last confession of the video. I have a fondant figurine of Keith in my room that is over 2 years old. I think we read this on our live stream and I said that I want to see this, so if this is you and you're listening, I want to see a picture of this. Send this to our email because this sounds cool. I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, that is going to wrap up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the KotLC Confessions. As always, the link to submit more is in the description. I don't really see this series ever ending. It's always so fun to read your confessions, so please submit more if you're a first time viewer or you just want to keep going. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down below your favorite confession, and if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It helps us out a lot. Check out our merch below, and that's going to be it. I'll see you guys next week.